tayo ng Math-aral. Sa Math, walang maiiwan. Math-sayang Math-aral, tayo ng Math-tuto upang ika'y umasenso. Maging matyaga, maging matalino, halina Math-aral na tayo. Maging matyaga, maging matalino, halina Math-aral na tayo. Halina Math-aral na tayo. Halina Math-aral na tayo. Halina, 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 aral na tayo.
Good day everyone, most especially to grade 8 students. Welcome to our Project SOAR, a series of online academic review on Mathematics CLAID Module. I am Mrs. JOANA GRACE Bilar from Andres Bonifacio Integrated School, and I will be your teacher reviewer for this week 3 of quarter 4 of grade 8 mathematics.
Let's discuss proves inequalities in a triangle this week 3 of quarter 4. Our objectives in this lesson are prove and use theorems relating sides and angles of an equal measure in a triangle. Second, write proofs involving inequality. Let's have first a review before we proceed to our lesson. Here are some basic properties of inequalities. So let's have these conditions and some of their illustrations. The first one, A is less than B. So the notation will be A is less than B. Example, 7 less than 15. Second condition, A is equal to B. Notation, A is equal to B, and its illustration will be 12 is equal to 12. And last one, A is greater than B. So the notation will be A is greater than B. Example of this is 33 is greater than 23. We also have here the different properties of inequalities. Let's have first the addition property of inequality. If A is less than B, then A plus C is less than B plus C. Using an example, let's set A as 8, B is equal to 12, C is equal to 3. A less than B becomes 8 less than 12. A plus C is less than B plus C. It becomes 8 plus 3 less than 12 plus 3. So getting the sum on both sides of the inequality, the result will be 8 plus 3 is equal to 11, 12 plus 3 is equal to 15, so we have 11 less than 15. Second, if A is less than B and C is less than D, then A plus C is less than B plus D. Let's set A is equal to 8, B is equal to 12, C is equal to 3, and D is equal to 7. A is less than B becomes 8 less than 12. C is less than D becomes 3 is less than 7. A plus C is less than B plus D. It becomes 8 plus 3 is less than 12 plus 7. Again, getting the sum on both sides of the inequality, 8 plus 3 is 11, 12 plus 7 is 19. So we can say that 11 is less than 19. Let's have now subtraction property of inequality. If A is less than B, then A minus C is less than B minus C. Let A is equal to 10, B is equal to 17, and C is equal to 6. A is less than B becomes 10 is less than 17. A minus C is less than B minus C. It becomes 10 minus 6 less than 17 minus 6. Getting the difference on both sides of the inequality, 10 minus 6 is 4, 17 minus 6 is 11. So we can say that 4 is less than 11. Let's have multiplication property of inequality. If A is less than B and C is greater than 0, then AC is less than BC. Let A is equal to 6, B is equal to 9, and C is equal to 2. AC is less than BC. It becomes, substituting the given values, we have 6 times 2 is less than 9 times 2. Getting the product on both sides of the inequality, 6 times 2 is 12, 9 times 2 is 18. We can say that 12 is less than 18. Transitive property of inequality. If A less than B and B is less than C, then A is less than C. Let A is equal to 7, B is equal to 15, and C is equal to 24. A less than B becomes 7 less than 15, and B less than C becomes 15 less than 24. Using transitive property of inequality, we can say that 7 is less than 24. Substitution property of inequality. If A plus B is less than C and B is equal to D, also B is less than to C, then A plus B is less than to C. Let A is equal to X, B is equal to Y, C is equal to 13, and D is equal to 2. A plus B less than C is equal to X plus Y less than 13. Where B and B is equal to D. Thus, Y is equal to 2. Then we can say X plus 2 is less than 13. Let's have now some definitions that are useful in proving triangle inequalities. Let's have the linear pair. The angles are said to be linear if they are adjacent to each other after the intersection of two lines. The sum of an angles of a linear pair is always equal to 180 degrees. Such angles are also known supplementary angles. As you can see in our illustration, angle A and angle B are adjacent angle forming 180 degrees. So we can say that angle A and angle B are linear pair. Second one is supplementary angles. Supplementary angles are two angles with the sum of 180 degrees. In our example, angle A and angle B measures 180 degrees. Exterior angle of a triangle. An exterior angle of a triangle is an angle formed by one side of a triangle and the extension of an adjacent side of a triangle. In the given illustration, angle 4 is an exterior angle. Remote interior angles. The remote interior angles are the two angles inside the triangle that do not share a vertex with the exterior angle. In our illustration, angle 1 and angle 2 are the remote interior angles of angle 4. This time, let's discuss theorems on triangle inequalities. Let's have the first theorem, which is Triangle Inequality Theorem. The Triangle Inequality Theorem describes the relationship between the three sides of a triangle. According to this theorem, for any triangle, the sum of lengths of two sides is always greater than the third side. For any number A and B and some positive number K, if A is equal to B plus K, then A is greater than B. In the given triangle, angle 4 is an exterior angle. Angle 1 and angle 2 are its remote interior angles. Then the exterior angle theorem states that angle 4 is equal to the sum of angle 1 and angle 2. By inequality theorem, we need to assign values for A, B, and K. Let A is equal to angle 4, B is equal to angle 1, and K is equal to angle 2. If A is equal to B plus K, substituting the values of A, B, and K, it becomes angle 4 is equal to angle 1 plus angle 2. Then we can say now that angle 4 is greater than angle 1. Since angle 1 is also a positive number, B could be equal to angle 2 and K could be equal to angle 1. Again, by inequality theorem, we can say that angle 4 is greater than angle 2. Therefore, we have the following theorem. The exterior angle inequality theorem. According to this theorem, any triangle, the measure of an exterior angle of a triangle is greater than the measure of either of its remote interior angle. In our given illustration, following exterior angle inequality theorem, we can say that angle 4 is greater than to angle 1 and angle 4 is greater than to angle 2. Also, one of the important theorem that we should remember is the Triangle Sum Theorem. This theorem states that the sum of the three interior angles in a triangle is always equal to 180. In the given triangle here, the sum of angle 1, angle 2, and angle 3 should be equal to 180 degrees. Now, let's proceed to inequalities within triangle. In triangle ABC at the left, the opposite angle of side AC is the angle B. The opposite angle of side BC, this is the side BC, the opposite angle of it is the angle A. And lastly, the opposite angle of side AB is the angle C. Always remember that. Further, side AC is less than side BC, also less than to side AB. Then angle B is less than angle A and also less than to angle C. There are two theorems that should be familiarized with in dealing unequal sides and unequal angles of a triangle. The first one is the Theorem 36, or also known as unequal sides imply unequal opposite angle theorem. This theorem states that if two sides of a triangle are unequal, then the measure of the angle opposite these sides are also unequal, and the greater angle is the opposite of the greater side. In triangle MPN, we have noticed that we have unequal measurement of sides. Therefore, the angle opposite of each side are also having unequal measurement. Based on Theorem 36, angle P is the largest angle. Why? Because it is the opposite angle of the longest side, which is side MN. So we can say also that angle N is the smallest angle because it is the opposite side or the opposite angle of the smallest side, which is side MP. Because 6 is less than 8 and 8 is less than 11, We can say now that angle N is less than angle M and angle M is less than angle P. The second important theorem that we need to know is the Theorem 37. Unequal angles imply unequal opposite side theorem. This theorem states that if two angles of a triangle are unequal, then the measures of the side opposite these angles are also unequal, and the longer side is the opposite of the greater angle. So for the theorem 37, we have triangle QRS. We have noticed that all interior angles have been unequal measures. So we can say that the side opposite of these interior angles are also have unequal measurement. Therefore, side QS is the longest side. Why? Because it is the side opposite of the largest angle, while side RS is the smallest side because it is the opposite of the smallest angle. Because 30 degrees is less than 50 degrees and 50 degrees is less than 100 degrees, we can say that side RS is less than side QR and side QR is less than side QS. Now let's apply the theorems that we had discussed in the following examples. Example number 1. Given that triangle COV bisects angle COV, we will prove that side OC is greater than side CI. Here are the two-column proofs that we need to fill in. Again, as you remember in our last discussion about the two-column proof, our first statement will be coming from the given information. So, for statement number 1, triangle COV, IO bisects angle COV. So, what will be our reason number 1? This is given. Again, because it is coming from the given information. So, what will be our statement if the reason is an angle bisector divides an angle into two congruent parts? As we all know, if IO bisects angle COV, it divides angle COV into two congruent angles. So we can say that angle 1 is congruent to angle 2, which supports the reason that an angle bisector divides an angle into two congruent parts. Let's proceed to the third statement, which is angle 4 is equal to the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 6. This is the angle 4, angle 1, and the angle 6. What do you think our reason? So the reason for the third statement will be the exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of the two non-adjacent interior angles. So for the fourth statement, measure of blank angle is greater than the measure of angle 1. And the reason here, the whole is greater than its parts. What do you think is the missing angle? For the fourth statement, we can say that the measure of angle 4 is greater than the measure of angle 1, which supports the reason the whole is greater than its parts. For the number 5 statement, measure of angle 4 is greater than the measure of angle 2. What do you think our reason here? Yes, For the reason number 5, it becomes transitive property. So we can now prove that side OC is greater than side CI. What do you think is the reason? So for the reason number 6, in a triangle, the longest side is the opposite of the largest angle. Example number 2. List the sides from shortest to longest. Let's have the first triangle. Triangle ABC. Angle A measures 62 degrees. Angle B measures 83 degrees. To be able to list down the sides from the shortest to longest, we should know the measures of angle C. So always remember Triangle Sum Theorem that the measures or the sum of the interior angles of a given triangle is always equal to 180 degrees. So the measure of our angle C is 35 degrees. So we can now list the side from the shortest to longest. Always remember the opposite of the smallest angle will be the shortest side, and the opposite of the largest angle will be the longest side. So, the answer will be side AB, next is side BC, and the longest side will be the side AC. Let's proceed to the second triangle, triangle AB and C. Angle A measures 44 degrees. Angle C measures 47 degrees. So what will be now the measures of our angle B? That is 89 degrees. So we can now list the side from the shortest to longest. So we can say that the shortest side will be side BC because it is the opposite of the smallest angle. Second in line is side AB, and the longest side will be the side AC because it is the opposite side of the largest angle. Let's have example number 3. List the angles from largest to smallest. In triangle ABC, side AB measures 14, side BC measures 16, and side EC measures 10. So our answer here, angle A is the largest angle because it is the opposite of the longest side. Second is the angle C is the larger angle because it is the opposite of the longer side, which is side A. And lastly, angle B is the smallest angle because it is the opposite of the shortest side, which is side C. Let's proceed to triangle QPR. In triangle QPR, side QP measures 10, side PR measures 9, and side QP measures 8. So, list the angle from largest to smallest. The answer will be angle R is the largest angle, opposite of the longest side, which is side PQ. Next is side or angle Q is the larger angle, opposite of the longer side, which is side PR. And lastly, the smallest angle will be angle P, which is the opposite of shortest side, which is side QR. Thank you for listening. If you have some questions, feel free to send us in our official Facebook page, Math Team, Mathematics Teacher Association of Mandaluyong. I am Mrs. Lara saying, Math-sayang Math-aral, tayo ng Math-tuto.